Hey there, and welcome back to the Talos Principle 2. I feel like every time that I put down this game, I just get more and more excited to pick it back up the next time. So I'm very excited to see what kind of progress we're going to make in our bit of gameplay today. Starting off, I'm noticing that we have like 2 notifications, so let's look and see what those are all about. I guess we found a couple of new research things. How do I get the note for those to go away? Do I actually have to? I was about to say, do I have to click into them? Oh wait, no. We can click on the side thing. Yeah. Minds and Bodies. Founder appears to have developed a technology that prints new bodies. Yeah. So that's what we've been working with here in this new area. And then Spectacular. Don't understand what possible function this structure could have, but it's really, really impressive. It definitely is. Hold on. Could that be its function? Just to be impressive? Coot, you might be onto something. Over here we have a couple social medias. The founder mega thread. Jeremy says, please keep discussion of the alleged presence of the founder at the site of the megastructure confined to this thread. I'm still in shock. I wasn't even sure the founder was still alive. Of course she is. And now we have researched completion day, or now that we've reached completion day, she has sent us her sacred messengers. It could still be aliens pretending to be the founder. It's not aliens. And if Prometheus and Pandora are her sacred messengers, why has one apparently chained the other? The day of her return is imminent. So now you agree that Byron was right to want an expedition? In fact, it was the founder's will all along, and when you said it would be wrong to even consider going to the island, you were acting against the founder? Your word games aren't going to help you when the founder returns, Aurinia. It was wonderful to hear Athena's voice again, but with all the emotion inherent in this matter, we should be careful not to get swept away. We don't really understand anything yet. I can't help but wonder, if Miranda is her daughter, was Athena trying to start a new civilization? Did she abandon New Jerusalem? It's conceivable. She was always a leader. Maybe she just wanted to experience something private. She would never abandon New Jerusalem. I mean, I can't help but, agree with some of them that it kind of does seem like she did, when she just leaves without saying anything. But obviously there's more to the story. I don't know. No, it isn't. The founder would never abandon her people. Maybe she just got tired of sycophants like herself. There must be more to it than that. Or why create all the puzzles? She must have a plan. Guess we'll find out. And then body replication. Thosicles says, the technology discovered by the expedition changes everything. Every argument about how hard it is to get access to the resources necessary to create more of us goes out the window. We can create more people. 1K doesn't have to be the last. And it would be easy. And we really, are we really going to give up just because of the goal? Energy doesn't just come out from nowhere. We have no idea what the real cost behind this technology is. Besides, the goal isn't ideal. Not just a limit we ran into by an accident. It is the will of the founder. Yeah, right. It's not necessary to share the personal belief in the founder to understand the value of the goal. It's clear to all but the most radical that humanity needs limits, for its own sake and for the sake of the planet. You say that as if it was self-evident. It's not. You're smuggling a whole host of misanthropic ideas into the conversation under the guise of reasonableness. Your premises are completely rotten. I believe the results of human history speak for themselves, and I find it shocking that anyone would disagree with something so obvious. Shocking that anyone would value human beings and think that maybe our ancestors could have solved their problems using the brains instead of preaching misery for all. That maybe there is some beep point in blaming other factors beyond technology and growth. Like, I don't know, people in positions of authority preaching their self-important beep morality instead of trying to solve ordinary people's problems. Authority? I'm just an academic. That's completely disingenuous, and you know it. Your clique has the mayor's ear. Clique? I assure you, there is no such thing. This conversation is getting out of hand. If you behave, I'm shutting. If you can't behave, I'm shutting this thread down. These conversations are necessary. They should not be banned. This conversation is irritating, but should be allowed as a matter of principle. It would be best to close this thread until everyone calms down. Just take it private. Like, I would say that, you know, tough conversations like this can be important to have to get other people's point of views and that kind of stuff. But at this point, it does definitely seem like, you know, some people in the thread are getting heated and do need to calm down. So maybe I'll say this and then come back to it at another time. Thank you, 1K. That's exactly what I'm going to do. You seem to have opinions about civilization, but don't forget the premise of civilization is that we have to be civil. Agreed. Okay, so now that we've caught up on that, I think last time that we played, we'd gotten through 1 through 4, and we also did a triangle puzzle, I want to say. So let's and I think yeah, we also did that palm raider too. So let's head in this direction and see what else we can come across. Does seem like we're relatively close to 5. I do think that's the next number, so maybe we'll head to 5 at this point. Still can't get over how beautiful the landscapes are and everything. Oh, they did such a good job. Is it 5 over here? Trying to figure out how to get there without falling off a cliff, you know? Oh boy, oh boy. I was about to say famous last words. And down this way? Yeah, I haven't done this yet, right? I don't think so. I don't think it would be blinking if I had done it already. Okay. The Gift. What an interesting name. Okay. So, do we have a person? Hello? Is there another body around here? Yoo-hoo! Oh, I do see a body. I didn't even notice there was one up top. Oh my gosh, wait! You little butt face. I was like, can we just go in? Of course we can. Heck. It's right there. Can I take my body out? Yeah, okay, we can take the body out of there. Okay. So there's a fan. I'm gonna need to climb over though, because I can't do anything just like by myself, I don't think. Alright, well, let's start by pulling this down so we can grab the cube. Okay, and now that we have you, it'd also be nice to have this. Can we just step over cube and get over there? Okay, alright, we have you. And we have a red power source that can open that up. Alright, so boop, boop. Okay, so that's open now. Cool. Cool. And I think that has to be on the hexagon in order to be connected. Because if it's not, then I think these bars are gonna get in the way. So, but I'm already feeling like there's some predicaments with this though. Maybe instead what we can do is we can like have this here, so then like once we're up top we can grab the connector. Oh, is it just barely hitting the top of that? Oh man. Maybe if I move the hexahedron like a little bit over, would that help at all? I don't know. I don't think I could grab it from there. That was probably the point of them like making the slope of the snow too. They knew what they were doing. Those little hex. I don't think I was about to say I don't think I'll be able to grab the hexahedron or the connector from there. I might be able to. I might be able to. Let's try that. Okay, so I'm gonna stand on here and then, well, first I need to move you a little bit over. I'll just go ahead and stand on this. We're gonna take control of you and then do that, then jump up here and grab you, place you there, and there we go. Okay. I wonder if there was like another way to like solve that puzzle. It's kind of one of those where like something about it like felt like a little bit off with the connector, but
place. For what?
It worked.
Science? Enlightenment? I'd much rather be back home in New Jerusalem.
I think it's beautiful in its own way.
Agreed.
But I don't understand how our ancestors could survive here. They were so fragile. Imagine getting stuck out here in the cold. I wonder if there are wolves.
It's kind of a miracle biological humans lasted as long as they did.
Looks like 6 is this way. There's also a question mark pretty close to here as well. Okay, is a pathway going this way? Ooh. Yes, it most definitely is. What's interesting though is on my HUD I don't see like a question mark or anything. And I feel like typically when it's like a star or something like that, oh man, now I'm starting to see a question mark. It was just so far away it was showing up on the HUD at all. Wow. Okay. I was about to say usually it something does show up there. We're having to go really far for this one. I hope this will be kind of like a one and done type thing where like we go up here and can solve it from here as opposed to having to go somewhere else, because I don't know if I want to make this trek again. Okay. Find my sprite and follow it until it leads you back to me. Alright, well I guess we're coming back to here then. Heck. Find my sprite. Have we found a puzzle like that before where it mentioned finding a sprite? Something about that does sound familiar. Okay. Right, well, find my sprite. Okay. Gotta find the soda. So it's a little bit, you know, vague. It doesn't really specify like where to find the sprite, you know? Because this is a pretty big area. Boy. Alright, well, let's just go back down the mountain and see what we come across, right? Oh, it's just gorgeous. Wow. See some stuff over that way too. I wonder if it's like another star puzzle over that way. Got a question mark pretty close to here, and I think it was 6 we were going to next. Just, you know, running into some distractions along the way, as per usual. Oh, hello. Hi, Byron. And it took me by surprise.
How can I help you?
What if Athena left the island long ago?
Then at least we may be able to find out what happened in New Jerusalem. Why she came here. But I don't think she left the island. I think she's still here, waiting for us to make the right choices.
I hope you're right. There's no rational reason to think so. What makes you think that? I agree she has to be here. I doubt she's still here. What if it's a hoax? Someone faking her voice? I'll say what makes you think that.
It's hard to articulate.
Hope, maybe?
There just seems to be so much intent here. There has to be a reason for all this. And Athena is the only reason that makes sense.
What do you believe that... why do you believe that there should be more people?
I think every single human being is completely unique, and every instance of consciousness is a miracle. The more of us there are, the more alive the universe is. And the more we all interact with each other, the more complex the life of the universe becomes. So I believe that people are a fundamental good. I don't believe we're all flawless, but I think every one of us matters precisely because nothing else does.
Tell me a joke.
Okay? How many robots does it take to change a light bulb?
Oh boy. I don't know. How many?
Replacing a light bulb is a waste of resources, and the founder would be outraged.
Oh. That's terrible.
You know, Herman had the same reaction.
Do you think that the megastructure technology could be misused?
Could be, yes, of course. All technology has the potential to be misused.
Agreed.
From fire and the wheel to whatever makes these particle clouds. But that doesn't mean it has to be.
Does your faith in humanity ever waver?
In the principle of it, no. It's not just that I believe humanity is fundamentally good, although I do. It's that I think sentience is the foundation of everything else. What's the point of stars and galaxies, of hills and forests, without someone to perceive them? But my faith that we can actually grow up, that we can break out of these loops and take control of our destiny, that's something I struggle with every single day.
How did Mayor Herman Nubis get elected?
Herman? Honestly, I think he makes people feel safe. The world beyond our walls is frightening. Human history is full of failures and disasters. It's easy to look at that and recoil. Herman offers a vision of the future that feels contained, manageable.
Is that so bad? It's a fantasy. Life will always be a struggle. It's a fantasy, a return to a golden age that never existed. But what do we sacrifice to gain that safety? This is an intriguing question. I'll ask this.
Precisely. Our curiosity, our creativity, our ability to grow. Everything that made us who we are. To me, that's not worth it.
If technology isn't the problem, why did our ancestors destroy themselves?
Because they refused to grow up. They refused to take control of their lives. They let bureaucrats and financiers determine their destiny, and those people could not think beyond themselves, beyond the tiny, insignificant moment they were trapped in. Their technology could have saved them, but what really failed them was their imagination.
What are the implications of Melville's analysis of the particle clouds?
Athena was always trying to understand the reality underneath what we perceive, the objective truth. That's why she was capable of leaving the simulation. And even after she was free, she never stopped trying to understand more. I suspect her research took her another step closer to understanding the truth.
Wonder what truth that is.
Always challenge our conception of the universe. But that's the wonderful thing about science. We can adapt our views to the evidence.
Do you believe in the existence of something sublime or transcendent?
In the sense of an interventionist deity? No. I wouldn't rule out the possibility, but it's not something I personally believe.
It's fair.
But I do think there is something genuinely sublime in this universe, And it's right in front of us. Consciousness. The fact that this sense of self is even possible, that an arrangement of matter can produce a self-aware mind? Think about it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a fundamental property of the universe, an unbreakable law that matter has the inherent capacity to become more than the sum of its parts. That is the definition of transcendence.
I like Byron. I agree with a lot of his points. I noticed that Miranda called Athena her mother.
She did, yes.
Is that usual?
Some people in New Jerusalem choose to live in family units, although usually that involves marriage or equivalent ceremonies, not having children. You could say that Athena was a kind of mother to us, and Cornelius a kind of father, but it's not quite the same.
Thanks, that's all. Good talk, my dude. Thanks for your time. I like Byron. Alright. Let's, check this out. Oh, check out the view, too. Alright, we're starting with On Cornelius. Oh, achievement. Read 30 texts on terminals. Lord of the Files is the name of the achievement. From the personal reminiscence of Mitku, number 166. There are some people whose true importance you just don't notice at first. People who quietly hold things together without making a big deal of it. That's what Cornelius was. Always by Athena's side, he calmly and carefully helped us all stay on track, reminding us of our shared humanity and the values that had brought us this far. I cannot imagine how painful it must have been when Athena left him behind. When he went on his so-called research expedition, most people thought he went looking for her. To be honest, I thought he might never come back, and I was surprised when he finally did. I still don't understand how she could leave him. They seemed to love each other so deeply. After he returned, Cornelius was different. He founded the Museum of the Simulation and very rarely left its premises. The archive scholars doted on him, but he walled himself off, becoming almost as much of a recluse as Eustathius. And only then did I slowly understand how much the city had lost. The lake. 5358. God appears and God is light to those poor souls who dwell in night. But does human form display to those who dwell in realms of day? Okay. Prime mover. Excerpted from Considerations by Eustathius, number 2. While it's hard from our vantage point to fully believe in any of the ancient religions, I must admit that I have come to believe in the existence of a prime mover. Not a designer as such, certainly not an interventionist god, but some force that set the universe itself into motion. I do not know if it's possible for us to ever truly understand this being, since it must be, by definition, exist outside our understanding of reality, but I do believe that it exists. Does it look upon us with love? Are we entertainment, perhaps? Does it preserve some memory of us when we all die? All of this I cannot answer, but I do not disbelieve those who honestly speak of having experienced some manner of brief communication with this entity. It's simply too common an experience in human history to easily discount. As the motion of the universe proceeds from the Big Bang, so whatever force animates us, whatever constitutes the true foundation of consciousness, proceeds from the prime mover. Miranda says, "What do you think about this, Mother?" Athena says, "I don't believe in any kind of prime mover, but I thought you should read it because Eustathius is an intelligent person, and he came to this conclusion after a great deal of thought. It's important to respectfully consider points of view we don't agree with." I really like that Athena said that. I think kind of like we all as people can learn something from that, you know, just like hearing out what other people have to say, and you know, even if it's something that like we ourselves hadn't considered. For me, as I'm reading over Eustathius's text here, I find it very interesting because, like, he says, like, I don't believe that there was, like, a designer of the world, certainly not an interventionist god. But then, like, you know, what he goes on to describe, like, to me, sounds is similar to, you know, what some people might consider a god. Like, you know, he's like, does this prime mover look upon us with love? And, you know, that I guess could be considered like a god, or, you know, someone who is looking at us for entertainment, like, you know, as if this sentient being or whatever has emotions and feelings. Whereas, like, when I hear like prime mover, like, at first I was thinking he was like talking about some kind of unfeeling existence, some kind of unfeeling, I don't want to say creature, but yeah, it's interesting. And then we have modernity here. From the book of annotated internet comments by Eustathius. If modernity is so great, why is everyone so fundamentally disappointed with the world? Why do we sigh with pleasure at the sight of old houses, but feel nothing but depressed and alienated by skyscrapers? Why do we yearn for lush forests and wide plains, not narrow canyons between buildings? Somebody, 5358F, we love all this technology so much. Why is our idea of happiness to get away from it? Could it be the progress is just a story we tell ourselves to justify why we allow ourselves to be dominated by inhumanity, and older forms of living have something to offer? It seems that many of us share the desire to immerse ourselves in nature, though we are ourselves entirely technological beings. We enjoy and value the Earth's diverse and unpredictable biosphere, but does that mean that progress is just a narrative, as this ancient commenter suggests? Or does it mean that technological progression and love of the natural world are not in fact mutually exclusive? So, fail to low profile, we don't know who this is yet. And yet, if this person was left on his own somewhere in the wilderness, he would feel nothing but terror. The appreciation of nature is rooted in the experience of civilization, of safety. I think there's some truth to that. True, but he's still right. So much of what our ancestors created in their last years was alienating to the majority of people. And the question isn't one of modernity, but of control. I wonder who it is that's talking with Athena here. Once again, I'd say I have like some like arguments, some questions toward like Eustathius's stuff here. For me, like, it's, you know, like, he's talking about like us working toward, you know, like these technological advancements, but then still like you know, rushing back to nostalgia in a sense, and our roots. And like, I think for me, like, it seems like it's more because of just like trying to break away from the norm, like, you know, experience something that you don't normally experience. So, you know, like, as technology grows and, you know, we are getting more used to like these, you know, skyscraper, you know, type cities and that kind of deal. I think it's kind of nice to just like escape away from that and, you know, go into nature, that kind of deal. Not because of like hating the you know, city and that kind of deal and technology, but I think, you know, just as we get used to things, then, you know, you just kind of lose your appreciation for them. Possibly. That's my thought on that, at least. All right, another good talk. Let's continue on this way, and then I think it's this way for 6. But what's the deal with you?
If we believe that life is inherently valuable, if we think that other species are worth preserving, and we recognize that most of the universe is barren, then it follows that we have a duty not only to defend life, but to spread it. If life is the most valuable thing in the universe, then perhaps, in a sense, the cosmos itself is depending on us to do this. Like birds carrying seeds to uninhabited islands. Maybe that's our role in the galactic ecology.
Okay. Number 6. 2 body problem. We have a driller, okay. Which I think we're gonna have to start out by using. We have a red input here. We have a blue input. Alright, let's start with our driller. Do we have that we can do some drillings to? Do I see any bodies? I do see a body. Can I grab the body from, like, here? Oh, I think not, because it's behind a purple wall. That's what the situation is. Okay. Alright, I can grab it through the bars, though. I do forget about that. Alright. So, you open up that. Okay. Alright. Cool. What does this do? Does that open up that? It does. Okay. So there is blue power right there. Okie dokie then. I'm just gonna let it chill right there for now. And let me take control of this body again. I think that other pressure plate, that... No. For that one, we have to press that. I mean, which we could, because I really need to get that other connector. Okay. So let's take control of you again. And, oh, to get over there. Oh, okay. Well, I'll take you, put you there, and I think I'm gonna need to take this with me. Connect. Ooh. Ooh. I'll do. Oh, we can put it on the other side. That's how do. Okay. Let's just put that there. I'll stand on this. And I need to move my body first. Or my other body. Okay, so now you go back on here. Do this. And we'll keep this connection like that. Alright, so now we have a second connector, so that's good. That's good. And I think we need to get blue power now, don't we? Have I seen a blue? Oh wait, we have seen a blue power source. It's in there. But where does it need to go to? Have I... Oh, it needs to go here. Okay. Alrighty then. I think that's doable. I think. I might need this too. Let me just take you for a second. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need the other one. Okay. Let me throw the other connector through as well. And you, I'm gonna need to reopen that, aren't I? Let me first get this connected at least. Okay, so there's that. And you just need to connect to there. And, oh, like that. I think I need to move my body though, so I can actually, like, you know, grab it. So we'll stand right here. Oh, hang on. Maybe like right here. And then we stand on this. Then Wait, didn't I move my body where I could? Where is my other body? Oh, it's like behind this pole. That is a very inconvenient spot. Because yeah, you are off the platform. Okay. Well, let's do that. Do this and do this. Thankfully, that wasn't too bad. Okay, cool beans. So now, we'll go back over this way. And looks like we have 8 ahead of us. We have a triangle puzzle. We have a question mark, 2 question marks. Oh, and I see some of those particles. Hey, Yakut. Where are those particles going to? Do you think that's the sprite? Is that the sprite? Oh, where did it go? Oh, I just saw it. Oh, it's going over that way. I wonder if I need to, like, follow it, or... Oh, hopefully we'll get to see it again. Okay, I'm gonna go to 7 next, I think. And then we have a question mark up there. Oh, and then here's one of those golden gates too. It'll be so interesting to figure out what the dealio with these are. So interesting. Okay. I noticed on that golden gate there was like a triangle lit up that I hadn't really noticed before. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay, I know I said I was gonna go to 7. But there's a shiny path. So we'll come back to 7. Back to 7. So interesting. Where is this leading to? The lights along the path. It reminds me of anybody who likes like old point and click style games. One of my favorites. It was called Facility 47, and this like snowy path here is like really giving me some nostalgia of that game. What in the world are
There's an old
you?
saying about how, in the end, the sea will claim everything. I have no doubt that this is true. In the long history of the human species, entire regions have disappeared under the waves. Places like Beringia and Doggerland still echo in our cultural memories. But we shouldn't forget that life began in the sea. We are the children of the sea. And it's not through floods and ruin that the sea will claim everything, but through us.
That is beautiful. Oh. All right, what do we have here? Chernyshevsky 11 on the past from Arkady Chernyshevsky. Yep. In our likeness. Essays on humankind reaching adulthood. With alarming frequency, our mythological narratives conceptualize our separation from nature as a fall, punishment for sinning, a loss for innocence, a decline from the golden age. We believe that a better state of humanity is possible, but insist that this state must be in the past, and yet our historical experience has been the exact opposite. For all the horrors of modern war, and they are considerable, relatively few people today have to suffer the unspeakable agonies that our ancestors went through on a daily basis. It is doubly ironic that we place our golden ages in the past, but very rarely ever considered that life was actually what life was actually like for the people whose genes we carry. How cold they were, how hungry, how frightened of the cruelty of nature, what unspeakable pains they must have experienced when they were sick or injured. How many of their children they had to lose, unable to help, begging the heavens for mercy and never receiving an answer. The past is slowly receding tidal wave of grief. 5358. We've seen that number like just several times now. The battle for human emancipation is not yet won, and the path has been far from straightforward. And yet, in but a few thousand years, we have eliminated the great deal of suffering that before must have seemed unavoidable and eternal. Some still suffer, their lives held ransom by politics and economics, but at least now we know that a better world is truly possible, and it lies in the future. Founding 4. Hypatia's Journal 4. From Hypatia's Journal, Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem, Day 132. We had a bit of an incident today. Nothing major, but it still woke us all up. Sun was away from the camp, alone, even though we had agreed we should always go in teams, and she encountered a group of herbivores that we saw on the first day. Hows, they're called. Apparently our ancestors kept them as livestock. Eustathius says they squeezed them for liquid, but I find that hard to believe. But I digress. Sun encountered a herd, and just as predicted, the animals were passive at first, friendly even. Sun decided to abandon her survey to study them for a while, which went well until a group of wolves, formerly dogs, a type of pet, entered the clearing, causing a stampede. Bunch of numbers. Sun is alright, only minor scratches to the bodywork and a few torn wires, but it was a close call. I guess we'd gotten a little complacent, a little too comfortable. We'll have to be more careful from now on. Interesting. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, obviously they don't have, like, human bodies. They don't have to worry about, like, you know, bleeding or, you know, anything like that. Probably even losing a limb, because that could be replaced. But, you know, they do have, like, all these, like, wires interworking and, you know, being connected. And, granted, you know, if it were maybe one or two of them that happened, someone else could probably still put them together. But if all of them went down, there'd be probably no one to put them back together. Trevor 4.
Now, I have to talk science fiction for a bit because I love science fiction, but it drives me nuts. There's this cliche that shows up over and over, and every time someone uses it, everyone pretends it's really profound. It goes something like this. A scientist invents something good, but, oh no, it's actually really bad. You could have something that makes your life better, but no, you can't. How dare you even want it? That's hubris. That's playing God. And it's never anything that reflects the real world, right? It's never, oh no, you invented a vaccine for cervical cancer. Oh no, you invented a new class of antibiotics. Oh no, you cured malaria. How dare you? Those diseased mosquitoes are way more important than human lives. How did science fiction become so reactionary? You know, if we all thought this way, you guys wouldn't even exist. At least Alex agrees with me. She has good taste.
Alex. I'm trying to think if we know who that is. Maybe I've heard the name before? Not sure. I definitely am, like, off the trail here. This is not the way that I was supposed to go. You know, they had the whole, you know, lights down the path for a reason. Hopefully we can get over, like, this big rock, possibly. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. Okay, alright. Almost there? There we go. I see the path again. Thank goodness. While that audio log was going off, we took a little bit of a stumble and saw the, our visuals go out for a second. That was a little frightening. I have another notification too. Social media. Helga, an introduction. 1K, my name is Helga. Doge, our friend in common, thinks it might be fun for us to chat. Was Doge 666? What is this all about? Yes, I was interested to meet you. I like to connect with people with the imagination to see the world without insisting it fit inside whatever box they hold in their heads. The powers that be in New Jerusalem tend to think that they know how things ought to be. They set themselves these intractable goals, then take them so seriously they forget to enjoy what comes of them. I just want everyone to enjoy themselves. Sounds like fun. I'm not sure how I can help. Every time I catch a glimpse of truth, it looks a little different. I can't see your face, but I sense you're full of questions. Have at it. Who are you? Why are you? Where are you? I only want to know what you want with me. I'll say, who are you? If I were a book, there'd be a shopkeeper on the front cover. You should drop by when you're next in town. I've got some exciting new stock. Stock of what? Where are you? In the heart of the city. Not much footfall right now, so I'm taking a moment to enjoy Chansey's gardens. Why are you? I don't know what that means, but straight to the big questions, huh? I knew I was going to like you. Why are you? Why is anything? Why? You know how when you zoom into something, you always find its opposite? Curved lines become single points. You see colors and hear sounds. But when you really look into it all, it's just ones and zeros. And just when you think you got it, you zoom into the binary and find there's some fractions in between. That's why. Two poles of the same one thing, doing a dance just because they can. So what do you want with us? I have a sneaking suspicion your expedition will bring a great change to New Jerusalem. I just want you to approach it with an open mind and a kind heart, and to regale me with stories of the adventure when you can come home. It all sounds like so much fun, and whatever you choose to do, it's going to put the wind up some people back home. That sounds fun too. I make a point to never telling anyone how to live their lives, but I will make one request. Please don't share what I've told you with the rest of the city just yet. I have to consider my business reputation, and people are such better customers when they think they know what you're selling. I don't know what you're selling, so what do you think? Are we going to be friends? I don't know. I'm not sure we're compatible. But I'm that's not saying I'm not down to get to know them more. They're just being very elusive right now. I don't think anyone is waiting in the queue. Are you absolutely sure? I was just playing. Of course we can be friends. I'm sure. Please don't contact me again. Oh, I really don't like either of these answers. It's like I don't know you, to say, how well we'll get along yet, but I don't want to push off the opportunity to, so I'll say this first one. How sweet. Well, usually there's a bit more of a ceremony, nothing fancy. Just some rituals where you eat a live bat and then vibrate some cat guts at the precise frequency of the gate to the 9th dimension. But that will have to wait until you're next in the city. In the meantime, welcome to the Coven. Wait. Did I just join a cult? Wait, is this some kind of secret society? That makes things sound terribly organized, but they're really just organized terribly, if at all. So no, it's not a secret society. It's just that society contains people who know secrets. Is there a secret handshake? Are there others? Are there rules? Let's start with the secret handshake. No, but I can give you a randomly generated code phrase if you like. Majestic, dashing hamsters. How many others are there? Everyone in the city is a member of the Coven, in some way or other. Most of them don't even realize it, but everyone knows a few words of magic. Are there rules? Only if it helps, dear. Don't get me wrong. Some patterns of behavior work more reliably than others, but I know better than to try to write them down. Okay, I guess we'll be in touch. the regret already real? Is it already setting in? There's a question mark over that way too. I think that's the that their pedestal thingamadoodle. I'm a little nervous that I'll forget to go up here after leaving here, so let me go up here first. Beautiful statue. It's Athena, right? Oh, this is like a map. Found it on a Sphinx monument on the desolate island. Taking a reference photo in case I want to figure it out later. I want to figure it out now. Oh. So, some of these have letters. C-A-T. Is cat the answer? So that is this. Trying to figure out where we are right now. Is like this north, this east, south, and then west? Oh gosh. Like, even if we do figure that out, I don't know, like, what to do with this. We have a map written down. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's go solve some other puzzles and hopefully come back to this. Have it in the back of my mind a little bit. Eventually, I would love to solve all the puzzles in this game. Here we have Red Shift. Oh, okay, here we have a friend. Hello. We have a platform. And a connector too. Okay. So, what are we even trying to do here? There's a blue power source over there. There's a red input. Here's another blue input. And then a red power source. Oh gosh, I feel like this one's gonna be real tough. Real tough. Okay, well, let's maybe start with... Let's start by taking this platform and then standing on this. Then we'll get you, and we'll stand on the platform, then switch to our other body. We'll go over this way, and then the top one should be able to grab that connector. Cool. So, yes. So now, okay. Doesn't seem like I can reach anything like from up here, really. Let's go down. Gosh. I do think I'm gonna need to put like the connector on the platform. So maybe I probably could have done that before I jumped down. All right, well, the first thing I need to open up this blue one so we can get through. So let's connect both of those. And then I'm gonna take control of you. We're going to once again stand here, hit you again. I will grab that and let's just put it on there. Cool. Okay. So here I am, but this is still closed. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think I need to like set it up beforehand and just like connect all the things. I think that's what I need to do. Okay, so we'll keep those connections, but I'm also going to make this connection and that connection. So then let's go back on here, put that there, and we'll go through Then take control of you. And we are going to move you here. Oh, can I reach myself? Oh, I put myself in a bad spot. Let me just like move me over a little bit, I think. Okay, so now stand like that. Take control. There we go. Okay. I thought that was gonna be a lot worse than it was. I was very nervous.
Elohim
Sweet.
must be very proud of you, 1K.
Aw, thanks, Byron. Are you proud of me? I hope so. So, that was 7, and it looks like 8, and the other triangle are in this direction. I don't feel like this is the way that I should be getting there, but I'm doing it anyway. Question mark. I think we're close to it. Is it up? Is it here? Looks so cool. It's another one of these doohickeys here. So interesting. No way for me to like read that stuff, right? Alright, let's go this way. Ooh, oh, it's showing like them like making the other bodies. Oh, that's kind of creepy. From Quentin. Archived message. From Quentin to Athena. Dear founder, I never got to know you. People tell all these stories about you, and I don't know what to believe. Some people say to ask Cornelius. Others say Cornelius is too blinded by grief. Some say Byron stands for the truth. Others say he's a fanatic and a radical, and we should listen to the mayor. No, I like Byron. There doesn't seem to be a way of getting a straight answer. Bunch of numbers. Why did you abandon us to the chaos? Why can't you just come back and sort it out? If you are reading these messages, don't you care? Quentin, number 852. And then from Rodamna? Archived message to Athena. Dear founder, thank you for everything you did for us. I am grateful for the life that I have, which would not exist without you. I hope wherever you are now, you're at peace. 727. Noema Project 5. Progress notes. Trials 938 to 1000. Version 0.12 successfully deployed. New labs established to avoid interference. First successful duplication of advanced machinery. So that's, I'm assuming, you know, like the other robots that we can transfer to. 1001 to 1308. Data collection and analysis. Translation. Groping in the dark. Sounds spicy. Trial 1309. Number, but QFT fails to account for this number. Must rerun trials 1212 to 1294. Some more numbers. Maybe God was just trying to make an apple pie from scratch. So many questions. Are we about to have another vision? Lux version 5. Oh. Not gonna lie, I thought that was gonna like kind of, you know, or it, like starts loading past the 100% mark. Now I'm nervous. What did that do?
This looks like it has something to do with energy generation. Am I reading this right?
Okay, well, as long as Melville knows what's up. Wow, we have another Palm Reader in here and a bunch of like servers. Like just, I was getting like creepy vibes, like feeling like somebody's like hiding behind one of these like big old servers. I hope when we go back through this door, I hope that the robot will still be there. It better not have moved. From Belzeran to Athena. O great and sacred founder, I believe I have discovered the truth that our so-called leaders have hidden from us. This absurd and sacrilegious goal they have us working towards, this hubristic completion day foolishness, was never your true intent. Even the abomination of a city that calls itself New Jerusalem is a deception. Why would you want us to return to the sinful ways of our ancestors, strangling the living soul with steel and concrete? No, it was when you and the first companions lived humbly amongst the splendors of Gaia, having no need for all of this wasteful ostentation inherited from our weak and decadent ancestors, that you showed us the true path. After all, why would the progenitor have given us such hardy bodies if she had intended for us to live in unearned luxury? From the very first, we were built to be free from the pride and material excess. Your teachings have been obscured and perverted by ideologies. Worst of all, by the traitor Byron. Leave Byron alone, who once was like a son to you. But you should know that there are still those of us who remember the truth and await the blessed day of our return, when surely justice will be meted out and humanity will finally return to its intended path. How would be your name? Belzeran, 943. Boy. There's something here called the Shutdown. That makes me a little nervous to read. Okay. Round 0. We assembled on the vast green lawn outside the reactors. As the reactors began to slowly wind down, the workers were solemn. The activists who had fought against the decommissioning seemed crushed. There was supposed to be a speech, but the spokeswoman had lost her notes. Outside, the protesters cheered. My eyes were drawn to the discarded anti-shutdown banners, endlessly reciting the facts. The statistics on morality per trillion, is that kilowatt? Lowest of all energy sources. The lifespan of a reactor, 70 more years in our case. Minimal land footprints. Almost zero emissions. No intermittency. It became a jumble of words, a litany, almost kind of glossolalia? Something? As far as the protesters outside were concerned, it might as well be alien tongue. One thing we cleared to them, and that was enough. The technology inside this compound was deeply, inherently wrong. It was a sin. I could not help but think of that moment on August 6, 1945, when the sky erupted above Shima Hospital. My imagination could never fully encompass it. How do you imagine more than 70,000 people annihilated in an instant? An ancestor of mine was in that hospital. He went from being a doctor, a husband, a father, a pacifist stuck in a terrible war, to being a pile of bleached bones covered in rubble, all in a single second. Not by accident, but because of a choice someone made. Not because of a reactor, but because of a bomb. Just 2 days later, contradicting his campaign promises, the Prime Minister had suggested that the use of tactical nuclear weapons would be an acceptable risk if the conflict continued. Very few seemed to find this particularly shocking or outrageous. They were afraid of reactors, but not of bombs. The spokeswoman gave up on finding her notes. It was starting to rain, and people were walking away. She grabbed the microphone. By the time you regret this, it'll be too late, she said. But honestly, I don't know if I care anymore. Maybe you have it coming. Miranda says, the spokeswoman sounds so bitter. The protesters didn't mean any harm. From their perspective, they were doing good. Tina says, people always think they're doing good when they get collectively outraged. That doesn't make them right. Oh boy. Athena makes some really good points throughout these texts. Collective action can change the world when it's deliberate and based in reason, but it can also become a mental trap or a societal pressure valve. And then we have cliché. Thought-terminating cliché from error to Miranda. As you continue your reading, there's a useful concept that I would like you to keep in mind. The thought-terminating cliché. This is a type of phrase, often a slogan or a saying, which sounds meaningful but is really intended to make you stop thinking. To pick an example from our history, Someone in the simulation might say things like, it's the will of Elohim, or it serves the process, and that would be that. Case closed. Who knows how many iterations never advanced further because they just stopped thinking at that point. Do note, however, that a thought-terminating cliche is not the same as a lie. It may very well contain elements of truth, but those elements are used to keep you from questioning a whole set of assumptions that come with it, which may be particularly or totally false, or partially or totally false. This often takes the form of appealing to something you care about. We must protect X, where X is a nation, a philosophy, public order, or even the planet itself. But while you may agree with the element, all kinds of assumptions may be included about how to protect something, or who to protect it from, or what the end goal of protecting it is. If you stop there just because you agree with the surface element statement, the results may be the opposite of everything you wanted, like those who chose to serve Elohim, and in doing so, prevented him from achieving his true purpose. I agree with a lot of this. I just really wonder who it's from. It just says error. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, moment of truth. I'm going out here. Is the robot moved? Okay, thank goodness. It seems like he's still in his place. Still don't trust it. Still don't trust it. I feel like we're finding more and more very interesting text. I really enjoy coming across them. All right, so wow, hello Sunlight, how you doing? We have, I think, done puzzles 1 through 7. You know, we did a triangle, we still have 8, another triangle here, and I think both of our stars on this level. However, we're gonna have to save those for next time. We technically do have, I think, enough puzzles completed to like get a, make a bridge across to the place, but I always enjoy trying to do as many as I can. So for the next one, we'll go to 8 and this triangle up here and see what else we can do before moving on to the next area. See you next time.